If life is offering you something good, take it. Accept it. You deserve it. Hey guys, what's up? What's going on? We have made it to the, what is this? The season finale or mid-season finale. So we're going to be coming back in spring. So since my Wednesday show is going to be done, I think I'm going to start doing Catfish again. I know I've already missed 2 episodes so far. I may go back and do the one that came on today, but we'll just see what happens. Because it's still pretty early, so I could probably just record it tomorrow, if anything. I don't know. How do you guys feel about it anyway, as far as like the new people and stuff like that? I know Neve is gone. No, Max is gone, yeah. All right, but anyways, we'll talk about that when we actually do that. Let's go ahead and talk about this particular episode. So we start off right where we left off, which is where Bella, she had the gun kind of like pointing it at them, pointing it at herself. Lucky Jesus took the wheel, honey. And Hakeem was able to kind of get it from her, kind of like singing her a lullaby and keeping her calm. You know, after that, Cookie decided she wanted to talk to Tiana, and Luscious talked to Hakeem. Hakeem, I don't know. I think it sunk in, but he's one of those people that just seems so closed-minded, and he just seemed like he wasn't really receptive to it, but he was. If I had to think of what zodiac sign Hakeem was, I would definitely say he's probably a Scorpio. Just because the way he gets so, like, riled up, and he's so, when he's in love, he's, like, in love, you know? So I just kind of feel like that's what he could possibly be if I had to like just guess randomly. Gizelle, she talks to Kingsley after kind of blackmailing him because she knows everything about his why he has this secret vendetta against Luscious, and he offers to give her a CEO position. So she's definitely willing to take it because, you know, she wanted to be at the top. That was her goal, and then he just kind of stole it from under her nose when she was the one who killed her husband or let him die instead of calling 911 because she thought she was going to be on the top. Quincy, he's back home, and of course Andre was the one that kind of helped him, did some little connections here and there. Andre, he's trying to like stay away initially because he just feels like he's kind of cursed, and anyone who comes around him kind of is destined for failure as well, and they have like targets on their back. And so he feels like he doesn't really deserve happiness. And we've seen that time and time again after everything happened with his previous wife. It's just like he kind of felt like he doesn't deserve to be happy, or he just has all these problems, like maybe he should be alone. He did end up going to the beach to see Terri and her son, even though initially he said he wasn't, because he had like a little talk with his father, who told him that you do deserve to be happy. If it's being offered to you, accept it, take it, use it, run with it, fly with it. You know what I mean? Jamal's man Kai, he blew up the whole story that Luscious and them had gave him about Kingsley and how Kingsley is giving out information about people and stuff like that, and got a whole bunch of fraud and scams going on. So he blew that story up. But the crazy thing about it is that the tables kind of had turned, which we'll talk about in a minute. Cookie, she was trying to do a showcase with all of the newbies, but it was kind of when it was having like or trainings or whatever, it wasn't really going too well. Like they was not getting the steps and things like that. Hakeem, he went to go see Blake to just kind of talk things out. And he tells Blake what happened with his daughter and the gun, because Blake did say that he feels like his family is like his family. You know, he's like real close with him. He tells him nothing ever happened with Tiana. So they were able to kind of talk it out like grown folks, you know, like how people should be doing instead of killing off each other, you know, kings killing kings. Just kind of, you know, well, I don't know if we want to use that analogy or whatever. But you get what I'm talking about. Like just people killing each other. They was able to kind of talk it out like grown folks and get back to at least a cordial, a better place where they were able to later on do a collaboration with Tiana. So all 3 of them. So Kingsley, he ends up setting up Becky because he's just like every man for himself at this point, and he knows that she's cool with them. So he's just like, he tried to make it look like she was the one who did everything, and they end up taking her out of Empire. So now let's go back to where we was talking about how the tables turned. So Kai, he ended up getting information about Luscious, about how Luscious was covering up certain things about domestic violence, drugs, and different things with, I believe it was like the artist. So he tells Jamal about this, and Jamal's like, well, you know, we got too much going on right now. That's not something that you need to put out there. I mean, Jamal didn't even want him to do the initial story, even though his dad had kind of like proposed it to Kai before so that they can get things back with Empire. And now it just kind of flipped on him, and he's like, he's been through a lot, you know, people kind of lying to him, not telling him they had HIV, and now he contracted it. Just kind of people just not being upfront. He's like, he just always wants to be a man of his word and an honest person. So he's like, he has to do this story at the end of the day. Jamal is like, but there's things in there that people don't even know about me except my family. And he's like, he has to do the story. And then add salt to the freaking wound. He's just like, he got offered a position in London, and he thinks that he's going to take it. He's going to consider it because he feels like he needs a break. And it's like, what? Like, you just say, they just proposed to each other. Good thing they didn't get married, because it's just like, I feel like Jamal had his head up in the clouds, and he probably would not have done a prenup, and this dude would have ended up taking up half his money or something like that. So you can't be messing with flippy floppy people, like females, males, whatever, because then you get yourself caught up. So then Luscious, he goes to see Kingsley, and he gives him an old-fashioned beat down. I mean, bloody, battered, and bruised, honey. And then at that moment, it was kind of revealed that he's actually his father. So, yeah. So it's like you just beat up your son. Just like how he's done in the past, right? He's always beating up somebody. So, yeah, he beat him up, and then he went after that to go see his mother. I think her name was Tracy. He went to go see her in the hospital. He's like, you know, I don't know what's going on with you, but, you know, this ain't it. She's like, just look at him. Look at him and tell me that's not your son. You know what I mean? Like, look at my boy. And then I think that kind of, like, sparked where we saw a flashback of how he used to give her drugs, and they were dealing with each other, but he didn't want people to know, probably because she was white, and then on top of that, because she was using. So it was like, it wasn't a good look for him. So it wasn't something he was going to flaunt around to his people, you know? He had to save face, and he wasn't about to be wifing her or claiming her. And then there was another point where she actually came to the house when he was with Cookie, trying to let him know that she had a child, but she didn't really like say it. She just kind of said, look at my son. And he's just like, okay, you know, he's just thinking that she wants to get drugs. And he's like, I don't deal from my house. He then gives her $20, even though she just said that she was sober. He gives her $20, and that just kind of had her spiral out of control and get back on the drugs that she had gotten clean from. So from there, that's why Kingsley had this big I'm going to take you down scheme, because he's like, this was the last time he saw his mother clean, was at that moment. After that, that was it. That was the end of it. I think because the pain and the hurt, humiliation, and so many things that go into that, where just somebody that you cared for is kind of denying you and just kind of is like kicking you off their front porch and not even really listening or acknowledging the things that you have to say. That hurts to the core, regardless of what it was, you know? Obviously, she really cared for him. So Gizelle, she proposes to Cookie while they're having the whole show and everything. Gizelle proposes to Cookie that she's going to help them to take Kingsley down. And Luscious says that he'll consider it. I think because he knows, like, you know, they both had that secret. He was trying to tell Cookie several times, but it's like each time he tried to tell her, something would happen, which was the messed up part about it. So they was given a speech at the show, you know, the whole entire LK, what is it? I'm thinking Lion King family. LMFAO F, right? Lion Family LFM, yeah. Lion Family Management. So they all go on stage. So it's pretty much them, the kids, and other people that's involved. They're giving Luscious is giving a speech, or was it Cookie that was giving a speech? One of the two of them was giving a speech. And then in walks Kingsley, once again, bruised, battered, and bloody. And he takes the floor and gives his little monologue, telling everybody his side of the story. Everybody knows about Cookie and Luscious back in the days, and how he had to work his way up to the top, and how she went to jail for him, and all these other things. You know, everybody knows that story, but they don't know about the woman that he kind of wrote off and just kind of made disappear. You know, he wasn't about to be just another, like, disappearance. He's like, nah, you gonna see me. And he tells his story, and he shows that same $20 bill. That was the last. But I'm kind of wondering, like, unless she had another $20 bill, like, how you still got the same $20 bill? You know what I mean? Like, you know, how you still got the same $20 bill if she used it to get crack? Because you said she fell off the wagon, unless she already had her own money and she just gave him the money. I don't know. But we don't have to think too logical, right? Anyways, he's just like, he tells the story and everybody's just looking at Luscious, and they just kind of walk off from him. Like, nobody's really trying to F with him right now, because it's like, wow, nobody knew about this. Like, and you beat the guy up on top of that. You beat up your son like that. Just, it seemed like he beat him up for silence or something like that. So it's just like a real bad look in front of all these people that was just about to sign them, give them millions of dollars. It's not good. After the speech, Luscious, he was like standing on stage or whatever, and Andre came off of the stage to go to him. And it's crazy because Andre's just like, I'm gonna make sure I take you down. And he's like, we'll see, little brother. And it's like, at that moment, I just felt like it was like face off. You know what I mean? Because it's like, Andre was like the alpha of the of the brothers crew. You know, he was the oldest out of the three boys. Now all of a sudden it's like he just got knocked down, pushed down to number 2. You know, Jamal, he's lucky because he didn't really get pushed down. I mean, he got pushed down to number 4, but he's still the baby of the family. You know, he's the one that's just out there just doing crazy shit. You know what I mean? But Andre was like the one that had, well, I wouldn't say the self-control because he lost that a while ago. But y'all get what I mean? Like the one that they could look up to in certain instances. He's the one that has a degree and all this stuff. And now it's kind of like, here comes the white older brother, you know? So, honey child, I'm looking forward to seeing how they twist and turn this up in the spring. Let me know what you guys think down below. Thanks for watching Empire with me. And you guys stay fabulous, live free, and soar limitless. I'll see you in the next one.